My daughter has a problem with her air conditioner. This is a Mazda 2. I've already checked the fuses on this thing, and checked the 7. This guy right here, that's one of the fuses for the AC system. Then we have relay for the air conditioner right here, and then right next to it is the horn. So to check the relays, I just swapped the relays. I pulled this one out, swapped them, and the AC still would not turn on. Then I checked the fuses on the interior, and you'll see that 7.5 fuse there. It's part of the air conditioning system. I checked that. I also came in here and I turned on the AC, turned the engine on, turned on the AC, put it on level 1 or 2, it doesn't matter, and I was listening for the air conditioner fan up in the radiator, and it does turn on. The fan does turn on when you turn on the AC system, so we know it's not the fan and it's not the fuses. So what I did was I took a wire from the hot side here, the positive of your battery, and then I came down here and I found the wire that goes directly to the compressor clutch, and I put the hot wire in here and straight to the hot wire, to the hot here on the positive, and I did not hear a click, meaning that the clutch has burned out. It's not engaging when it's powered on, so the magnetics in the clutch are not working. It's a coil actually in the clutch that when energized you should hear a click, but I'm not hearing a click here, so that means the clutch is gone. So now we need to replace the air conditioner. It's down there at the bottom. You can probably barely see it here. I'll give you a better picture of it, and it's right here. I'm touching it right now, but I'm not getting a good picture. But anyway, so now it's time to replace the compressor. Okay, guys. So that's a story with this Mazda. The compressor clutch stopped working. So now I'm going to pull the compressor off, and I've bought a new one, and I'm about to put it on. I'll try to get you as much video of that as I can. Alright guys, I pulled the wheel off so I can get to the harmonic balancer and the AC right over here. You can barely see it, but main thing is I need to get access to that belt tensioner there, this guy right here, and that's a belt tensioner, and I need to pull on it, yank it back so I can pull the belts off of the AC unit. So anyway, so easy peasy, it's coming along nice and easy. Well, I'll show you. The next step would be to pull the compressor off, and we'll take it from there. Alright guys, there's the tensioner right here. I'm going to yank on it going from right to left, and that will untension the belt, and that way I can get it off the compressor. I'm going to go ahead and loosen up the 4 bolts that are holding the compressor to the engine block. And here are the the 4 bolts. That's this one here. There's one way up here. There's another one here. Another one back in the back over here. Right there. Now I need to also take off the low pressure AC line, this guy, and the high pressure AC line off the compressor so I can bring the compressor out. I'm going to go ahead and take the high pressure line off, and there's the bolt for it. It's plugged in. Yeah, there it is. You can see it now. And I need to take that bolt off so I can pull the high and low pressure lines off, and then I can take the compressor off. Okay guys, here's the old one. Just pulled it out. It took 4 bolts. There they are. And it just pops right down. Real easy peasy. This is a cheap Chinese compressor. It's not cheap. It's about 680 bucks with tax. But it's not factory original. And this is the old one. The clutch here up in front failed on it, so it would not engage. If you put electricity in here, 12 volts, the clutch would not engage. Got a new one here. This is with a 2-year warranty, and don't be fooled if they say new. It's probably remanufactured as new, is what they're really telling you. This one's ready to go in, and here we go. Alright guys, make sure before installing that you read the instructions. It tells you all kinds of goodies, some tips, tricks, and you have to check the air gap right here between the clutch plate and the compressor. So that has to be correct, otherwise the compressor will not engage, and then you got some problems. So but there is a technique, and you will find them on the web, of replacing and pulling out shims, tightening to try to get the compressor to engage by shortening the distance between the plate and the compressor itself. So you need to check that. This one I did check, and it just refuses to engage no matter what you do. So there's a tip for you there. And now to install the new one. Alright guys, before I put the compressor on, I've got some room to do this right now, and that is to replace the rubber rings, the O-rings, the seal rings that go on the high pressure line up here, and the low pressure line, which I have over here. And you'll see the ring right there. So I need to replace those while I have room. And I'm going to go ahead and do that now. Okay guys, I've got my vacuum pump running. I've got it hooked up to both the high pressure and low pressure. Here's my manifold to inject AC fluid in, gas. And right now I'm using it to remove any air in the system. This is low pressure, goes here. High pressure goes here. And comes back up and around and into the high pressure side of the manifold. They're both open, so the vacuum pump is sucking air out of both sides at this point. Here's my new compressor. If you can see it, there you go. And, this line goes to the compressor, and it's supposed to be clipped down there. There's a clip down there. I see it right there. And but right now, I'm going to do a little trick here. I'm going to force the compressor to turn on when I start to put the first can in, because there's a safety switch in the AC system that can detect pressure in the AC system. Initially you got zero pressure, and so it will not allow the compressor to turn on, meaning there will be no electricity going here to this plug that goes into the compressor. So I'll put the first can in without plugging this, forcing the compressor to turn on. I'll just put about a half a can, one can, into the system. Then I'll turn the system on and then continue putting in the first can. Once the first can is in of AC fluid, AC gas, once the first can is in, then I'll disconnect this hot wire here, plug it into the normal system, and at that point there should be enough pressure in the system for the computer to turn on the AC on command. So anyway, that's what that little hot wire is. Right now it's not plugged into anything, it's just on that little rubber strap. So there we are, guys. Gotta wait about an hour, about 30 minutes to an hour, to let all this gas come out. Let's see, you'll probably see a little bit of vapor coming out. You may not now, but it was throwing out some vapor. There it is, there's some vapor there. Yeah, and it's still pulling basically water vapor out of the system. Essentially, when you get down to 30 atmospheres like this, negative, water turns to steam, and it's the steam that's being sucked out of the system at this point. So that's what we want. We want all the water, all the vapor, any moisture in the system to be pumped out, including air, obviously. So we got to wait about 30 minutes to an hour to get everything out of the system. Then we can put our AC gas back in. Alright guys, looks like everything's nice and quiet. There's the compressor whirling away. Okay guys, I'm hooking up my AC manifolds. We're going to check pressures. We're going to be checking the low side, this guy right here. We're going to plug this guy here, down here, right there, and we're going to check to see how the pressures are going. Let's find out. Okay guys, looks like pressures are pretty good. We're looking at around looks like a little over 35 pounds, which is about right for the humidity and the temperature. The temperature right now is 92 outside, and we're getting some pretty good cold air coming out of that vent. Okay guys, looks like, see if I can get it. Yeah, that it's looking like we're at about 45 to 48 degrees coming out of the vent. I'm at a standstill right now, about to get back on the freeway again. So I think 45 degrees out of the vent is good enough. And so that's pretty cool air. That's nice cold air coming out. I think this job is finished. It's done. Okay guys, we're done with this Mazda 2. Everything seems to be working fine. Got nice cold air coming in. It gets down to around 45 once you get the car on the road. You get some air in the through the condenser. It's 93 degrees outside, and so I mean, to get these kind of temperatures inside your car, that's you're doing pretty good. It's cold. So anyway, luckily we didn't have to replace the expansion valve underneath your dashboard. So we got lucky this time. It's just a compressor. Recharge the compressor and off we go. On the Mazda 2, the compressors are really simple as compared to other cars. Some compressors are extremely difficult to remove. But in my case, it was really simple, really easy. And this is my daughter's car, so she's going to be happy. Anyway, I'll tell y'all later.